Part 4. The seven dwarfs found Snow White dead on the floor. In her honor, they made her a glass coffin and placed it on top of a mountain. One day, a young prince stopped to see her, and he fell in love with Snow White. With a kiss, she came back to a new life with her prince. Snow White and the prince had a big wedding. Everyone was invited to the celebration, even the wicked queen. And that night, when the queen saw Snow White, she choked with envy and hate, and she fell dead to the floor. The prince and the princess lived happily ever after. What's a folktale? About the stories in this book, you have read two popular folk tales in English, Little Red Riding Hood and Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Folktales is the name for very popular stories of oral tradition around the world. These stories pass down from one generation to the next generation, from parents to children, and from grandparents to grandchildren, and from teachers to students. Folktales have a long life in popular culture. Their origins and authors are now lost. It is possible that there was not one origin or one author. Probably folk tales had several origins and several authors across time and across cultures. This means multiple contributors in time and space. So variations in the stories are inevitable. Little Red Riding Hood and the Snow White are two of the most famous stories in the world. They have been told and read millions of times in different languages: French, English, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, and the list goes on and on. We can find variations in the stories: the elements in the basket, the tricks of the wolf, the tricks of the wicked queen, and the endings. Folktales are fun for children and adults. They have been a common voice over the centuries. Aladdin, Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves, Hansel and Gretel, Stone Soup, the Gingerbread Man, and so many more. Pick one and keep reading Into the Forest in Stories for Children. The forest is a symbol of danger and adventure. Little Red Riding Hood goes into the forest. Hansel and Gretel go into the forest. Snow White goes into the forest too. And in the forest, they meet the big bad wolf, the cruel witch, or the seven dwarfs. What is so fascinating about them? One possible answer is that forests are full of magic, mystery, and horror. In books, the residents of the woods are monsters, dragons, bears, trolls, giants, and more. Children and adults love to read scary stories. In the past, real forests were a real danger for children. There were bandits and wild animals. Adults told stories to children to teach them a lesson. Don't go into the forest alone, or the wolf will eat you up. Just like Little Red Riding Hood in one of these traditional endings written by Charles Perrault in 1697. In classic tales, forests are a mystery. Deep into the wood, anything is possible. Talking animals, candy houses, and friendly dwarfs. There is no limit to fantasy and horror. And maybe this is the reason why we love these classics so much. They are an open door into the enchanted forest. We read the classics to enter the woods again and again and again.